of muscle. The camera adds 20 pounds of muscle.
No, that looks like 100%
It
cellulite.
looks like Popeye forearms.
It does. I mean, it
looks like you should be like crunching a can of spinach and just pops open.
Yeah, and then my moves are all showing too with this shirt. I'm gonna have to go get a different shirt.
Well, you know what you never see moobs in?
It's skinny guys.
Podcastaway gear from cruisingswag.com.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. See how I did a commercial? We aren't even doing the show yet.
Let me go get a shirt from podcastaways.com.
There you go.
See what happens.
Moob free.
This is all going to be in the podcast.
Y'all, I just want you to know I remember 2024 like it was yesterday.
Wow.
All right, so I don't know. I think they still are there. But so what you're saying is my new tagline needs to be hide your moobs with cruising swag gear.
Oh my gosh. That is a sure win right there.
This isn't sitting here. There we go. Maybe that's wow, weird. All right. Oh, this one says friends don't let friends cruise alone. This is a cruisingswag.com shirt, and it is the shirt that we wore, or I wore, on December the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the detailed play-by-play of this trip.
Oh gosh, it was horrible.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, Tom.
It was magical. All right, we'll get this started.
Hi, everybody. It's Kendall Fire here on the Carnival Jubilee, and you're listening to the Carnival Cruising Podcastaways.
Hi.
Everyone, and welcome to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything Carnival cruising related. My name is T-Dawg, and joining me on this crazy cruising adventure are my good friends TK, not Tom, and Jen. Bump, 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 bump. I still haven't fixed that. Hey, everybody. I'm back.
Really? You're reading from the names on the screen?
I went down the names on the screen. I can't help it. We don't use our actual names. So, yeah. What Gary's saying.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. So, man, it feels like I haven't been on this show in a long time. I don't know about y'all.
You haven't. It's been 3 weeks for you and the rest of us too.
I know.
Because you decided that you were going to take, a month off,
Well,
because
I've
you're lazy.
got it.
You're lazy, Yeah.
Mr. Manning, what's going on? Did you lose your voice? I'm so scared. I hear you at a whisper. It's really funny.
I can't hear him at all.
Yeah.
Podcasting's an audio situation.
Yes,
you might
it is.
I was letting all of those wonderful listeners who watch us on Spotify practice their lip reading.
Oh my God.
Right.
That's
That's
awesome.
what it was. So yes, so
Man.
that was it. So that was all. If you can tell me what I said went with my lip reading, you might get some free swag in the mail. Who knows?
Oh my goodness. Some free swag.
One of the things I was saying though is it's been a year since we've seen you guys. I haven't seen any of you since a year. So thank you so much for coming out in 2025 in full effect.
2024 just seems like yesterday, like I was saying earlier, before we started
for
recording.
real though. You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The Last Frontier. What?
Oh yeah. I've got my all my pins on today. So it's so heavy actually. I'm being weighed
that is
down.
Amazing. That's awesome. All right. Well, so since Mr. Flexabody wants to flex so much, we'll just let him not even be in the show today. And so, and I will let all of us continue.
He even left the
I'll let all of us continue on. And he doesn't like it when I ruin his plans, but he'll be okay. So,
Sorry, I had to get a drink.
oh, he's back. Okay. Well,
So we went on.
First off, I have to ask this. I thought we were doing away with these shenanigans of people getting kicked off. I thought
that was
New Year's resolution for the.
well, it lasted it lasted all of 7 minutes, and 2 of that was the intro.
Oh, too funny. Well,
boy.
Mr. Manning, you brought up a really good point, and
I did, you're right.
You were talking about perhaps prizes and things that people might be able to actually win on our show, and I so happen to have some said prizes that
happen to have them in your VIP.
Just so happen.
VIFP
Oh yes,
bag.
yes. Sorry. I've got so many of them. I just use them for everything. So
you're not the only platinum person on this show.
I know. So
where did you get that?
What are you talking about? Oh, that's my cup. My Carnival Venezia cup. That is one of the prizes people could win. Isn't that
no one wants
amazing?
To drink after you.
No, not that cup. I have fresh ones, but so
Tom, someone they might actually pay extra for that.
For Trevor's saliva?
The internet is full of interesting characters. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't yuck someone else's yum.
There's Mr. Thief himself, Gary Manning, sitting down with his stolen hat, actually.
Not stolen, thank you very much.
But I
right
would
here.
like everybody to know that Megan wants to show off her beautiful bracelet. I don't know anything about the bracelet. Tell me about the bracelet. What? Oh, okay. Well, it's a beautiful bracelet. Oh, it's the colors of the Venezia. I forgot. Or the the flag there.
So pretty.
She made that on the ship. So they do the the crafts, and so she did those. So
they have crafts. I didn't know they had crafts.
Yeah, they do. It's
the Venezia has a little craft your dollar day or something, and it just not craft your dollar, but it's like
you just show up. You just show up. They give you some crap. So
dollar store crafts, and her and Teresa were able to get several of those bracelets, stuff. And they made them. They did mask on one day. It was pretty fun. But I tell you what, I want to get to our wonderful cruise that we had, Trevor, and just from December 18th through the 22nd. We have other things that we probably should talk about.
Well, let me finish talking about these prizes people could be winning.
Prizes people can win. Okay.
Hang on. So there is if you go on over to the podcast page, over our Facebook page, or the group, really, if you go to just type in Carnival Cruising Podcastaways on the group, you could then go in and we're going to ask a question. And if you give the best answers, you may end up getting a unique little prize in the mail. So if you go over there, you can have all kinds of chances to win. So absolutely go on over.
No, I'm looking for my one of the things we were going to cover. Sorry.
We're not trying to cut you off, Trevor. I was just seriously scared because Tom was just had his head down and his eyes looked closed, and so I didn't want him like stroking out on us.
Done.
Sorry, I was just looking for something on John's page.
Oh, well.
All right, so go ahead and tell our listeners again, Mr. T-Dawg, what you have in store for them.
No, that I already did it. So where are we going next?
So they go over to our Facebook group, not the page, but the group. We're going to ask some questions. Whoever we vote on that leaves the most unique answer might win some swag.
Okay. So is that good? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Good job, guys.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I have a John says, a complaint to John.
Really?
Do you so?
Yeah. So,
Dang,
I mean, I don't know if you guys.
Wait, what did they say to John Hield? They'll maybe come over there and fight you. I'll fight you.
I was just waiting on that, so
I know.
So there's this post, on John's page. Is actually on a comment on his daily post. It says, "Dear John, we were on the Carnival Venezia recently, and I bought a John Hield magnet set and put them on the ceiling of our stateroom. My wife refused Rumpy Pumpy because she said it looked like you're watching. So I used the other magnet to cover your face, and she said that it just looked like you were cheering us on. Anyway, she got a little annoyed at me when I shouted brilliant. So, I mean, it's not really a complaint, but he's saying that John's ugly, basically.
I don't think he's saying that.
I don't understand. Why would somebody?
I don't know. Some dude named Trevor Shelby.
Yeah.
What? There's another. Oh my gosh, that is so scary.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was on the Venezia recently.
Yeah, on the Venezia recently.
Wow.
Now I will say, in my defense, those magnets were only like $3.99, and it was hilarious. Yeah.
Were they actually in the shops?
It was in the candy shop, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough.
Oh God.
They had them there, and they had a stack of them like this thick. I was gonna go back and buy more for just gratuitous merch that I was gonna hand out, but because they were cheap enough, but I just never did. But so I got them out and we stuck them on the ceiling, and I thought, well, that's hilarious. And we were joking about, because it was over the bed, and Mr. Manning actually kind of like clued me in onto some of this idea, because we were talking about putting it in on, like, saying something to John about it, and he clued me into the terminology of Rumpy Pumpy. So
I can't believe you didn't know what Rumpy Pumpy was.
I had no clue. I've never.
That's John's. Yeah, that's John saying that what he likes to say.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, as long as he's been following John, you would thought he would have figured it out.
Yeah,
we are talking about our illustrious cult leader, though.
I don't. He
doesn't see that stuff. He just looks away.
Yes,
so
exactly.
If you guys want to see this magnet, I'm sure our cult leader will post it in the group.
I will. I could do that. So yeah, if you want to go on over there, you can see what it looks like. It's John Hield's face, and it is kind of funny because we put the brilliant right over there. I actually have more pictures where there's another one with his face and it says cheers. And so but
yes,
the pictures they're hilarious though. But no, I've been waiting to get John whenever he's online, not taking a day off. So it is that end of the year, and as you tell, we've been off for a couple weeks, and so it's just
it was the Christmas
how it
season.
goes. We even talked about taking this week off, but I think we all missed each other so much.
Yeah,
This is true.
Terribly.
This is true.
Because I mean, what do we do on Wednesday nights when we're not here recording?
Yeah, that's a good question. It
several things.
actually
Grumpy
stopped
Frumpy.
watching Squid Games to come over here and
Oh, is the new season of Squid Games out?
it is.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so for those watching on Facebook
there you go.
or on Spotify, I should say, those are the wonderful John Heald magnets that Trevor is referring to that he purchased.
Yes.
So that is some fantastic, and I say fantastic because they were really fun.
Yeah. But you know that I will say I figure this is where we're going. The Carnival Venezia is I wasn't that excited, to be quite honest. I mean, I was excited about being on a cruise. I wasn't like there was just so much that I was
about leading up to it. You weren't excited, or you're not excited about the ship after.
I wasn't really excited about the ship coming to the cruise.
Got you. Okay, same
Cruise
way.
itself,
Okay, yeah.
I was vacation time, all that stuff. Very, very excited. But I was just kind of like, this is gonna not feel like Carnival, and it's gonna not feel like Carnival in a very, very bad way. And I'm just going to dislike it. And I was pleasantly surprised from the moment I got on the ship. It was different, but it was that different in a good way to me. And there was just a lot of amenities that I liked that were just kind of like, it was almost like a ship that was tailored to a lot of things that Trevor enjoys.
And the food was the best.
Megan says, and the food was the best. So,
Well,
for
I mean,
last night.
that pepperoni pizza burger from Guys, it looked amazing. I think they need to roll that out to all the ships.
Yeah. That was I feel like I got kind of cheated on that one, but I should have went back for another, but no.
You let it get cold because you're kind of, trying to piss off Gary there by not eating it while he was
That's
filming.
true. That is true. We do have lots of videos that Mr. Manning has posted. And he tried to slyly video me in my review of the burger, but I spent like 5 minutes not eating the burger.
I mean, you look at
his drink.
You look at his video of him trying the burger, and it has this amazing cheese pool, and then you let it get cold, so there was no cheese pool.
Well, and I'll tell you what though, my cheese was not as thick as Mr. Manning's, so he had
that didn't sound right. That did not sound good.
That was
I
with
don't
like
need to know that
3
much about y'all.
C's. So,
oh my gosh. I do have a lot of thickness in me.
In your cheese.
Oh, and my cheese. I'm telling you that cheese padding. So, all right. I know we're gonna skip all around, I guess, if we go this way.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Yeah,
here.
let's skip around.
There are so few things that I could eat every day on a cruise. 2 of those things are a blue iguana breakfast burrito and definitely non-veg Indian, right? I can do non-veg Indian. I've said that several times. Possibly the gluten-free chocolate melting cake. I can have it a couple times easily. But that pepperoni burger from Guys. I'm not a Guys fan. I've said that before. I've been very adamant about that. I'm not a real big Guys fan. But that pepperoni burger from Guys, I could eat every day whenever I was on that cruise. If I would have had it on day one on embarkation day, I would have had it on the first sea day. I would have had it in Nassau day. I would have had it in Freeport day. And I would have been pushing for it to get off to when we were doing it on debarkation to get it on that day as well.
Yeah. Well,
I had it on Nassau day, and then I went back and got it on Freeport day. So, I mean, that right there shows you. I mean, I didn't have it the first 2 days, but I ate it the last 2 days. It's good.
It's one of those that we talk about food hacks in the back, like before. And so with one of the things, like you could take that cheese patty thing and you could add that to so many different things.
Anything. You could even and that's what I was telling Megan when I first when I first got that burger and y'all came and sat down with us and you weren't back yet. And I told her, I said, Megan, you need to go to Guy's Burger just to get this slice of cheese. I said, because it is a meal. Had to do that and then have them put a little bit of that marinara sauce on the top of it. And because Megan, it may or may not know, and I don't, hopefully she doesn't know, but she's a vegetarian. She doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
So, but she's not vegan, so she will eat cheese and she does milk and things like that. So, and eats eggs. However, I told her, I was like, this thing. And so she's like, I just don't know. And it was funny because Trevor came back and he's like, look at this burger. It's so awesome. You could just take this cheese and just make a meal out of it. And it was like, it was completely unprompted. And he said the exact same thing. And it was like, but you can, that cheese that's on that, it's a thick. And I mean, when I say thick, I'm talking 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick of mozzarella patty that's been fried.
So you could in theory you could go up there and get a grilled cheese pizza, basically.
You could, I mean, you could truthfully just get the patty within the bread without the meat, and then have them put the marinara sauce on it with the pepperoni little shiver thingies of pepperoni slivers.
Well, I was talking like for vegetarian.
No, for a veggie, for vegetarian side, no problem.
No, without the pepperoni,
you go that, and then you could grab the mozzarella patty, go to the deli and put it on the buffalo chicken sandwich. Oh my gosh, that would have been. I mean, there's so many, like you're saying, there's so many food hacks.
Yeah,
and there's
a lot of ways you can take it.
Yeah, that ship personally to me has the most food hacks available because I mean the Tomadora had some wonderful things for lunch that you could do and flip around on there as well. There were quite a few food hacks for that, and maybe one day. I know we've had a suggestion to do the breakfast burrito options and all the different options that we can do with the breakfast burrito. Maybe that's something that we could do too, is just a food hack episode for the Venezia and give our listeners some ideas and let them try them.
Yeah. It kind of makes me a little bit more excited because isn't FRGC 3 that's going to be on a Italian show, right?
It's a Luminosa. It's not fun Italian style though.
Yeah, they rebranded that Carnival.
Yeah, just the Firenze and the Venezia.
No, that sucks.
So just the Firenze.
Yeah.
So
hold on. You just had a Venezia shirt. And now you got a pineapple. Oh God.
What?
How many beverages do you have, Trevor?
What was that? I couldn't hear you, Jen.
How many beverages do you have?
Just one.
Just one?
My coffee.
With 4 different cups.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. So
for those of you who are not watching on Spotify, you're kind of lost here. But Mr. Shelby is trying to flex all of his nice swag that he has picked up on Carnival and carnivalshops.com and on the Venezia while we were there. So
Absolutely. I'm a deal person. And so the carnival shops, I will say, and I'm sorry, but if you were wanting John Hield holiday coasters, they are now sold out because I bought them all. I'm just saying, they were a coaster set that was like $1.30.
Goodness.
I just was like, how many can I buy? I found out. So
you bought the entire thing of them?
yeah, what was left?
The entire inventory?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did anyways, because I tried to add 20. It didn't let me add 20, and then I had to go all the way down to where I had to go.
If you are not familiar, we are talking about shop.carnival.com.
Yeah.
And on there, they are having a pretty big like clearance sale that they were just trying to get rid of all of last year's and the year before and other things like that. Merchandise. And so now here's a perfect example. It's a Merry Shipmas beanie that originally sold for $14.95. It is now selling for $7.95.
There you go. Well, that's where I got this this zip up hoodie. While I was on the Carnival Venezia, I found out you could have, you could get all these on sale, and so instead of buying in the shops, I bought online and had them ship it to me, and so I didn't have to take it home. So
that Venezia windbreaker that you have was one of those things that I don't know if that's a windbreaker though, is it? That's more of a
this is a zip up hoodie.
Zip up
it's
hoodie.
Nice. It is very nice.
Yeah.
So Megan, as soon as it came in, she was like, I want one. And this isn't like a sneaky ad for Carnival, but she bought a hoodie, a pullover hoodie. And I was like, after she got it, I was like, well, now I've got to have that one. So I went ahead and bought it. So I have like 2 more shipments coming in from Carnival.
Yeah, I'll share this one with our watchers and our listeners here. There's the CCL Jubilee inaugural zip hoodie, originally sold for I believe $34.95 or $54.95. And it is now $27.95.
Yeah.
So it has the Jubilee on the back, and then you can see there on the side, it is the inaugural. So that's a limited edition. Only people who went on the inaugural cruise were able to purchase those. But now
all those
you can
expensive,
get them on shopwell.com.
All those expensive cowboy hats that they were putting on eBay and all that, and people were like marking the prices way up on those inaugural cruises. And to come to find out they had like 1 million of them. Yeah, they're on there as well. And so I feel bad for anyone that purchased them at a higher price. So
yeah, here they are for $22.95. Straw Western hat. But hey, you have to. Okay, this one has. It don't matter. We're gonna stop doing this. We can battle all day. Just blabber all day about different things that they have on this site, but moving along to something else.
I'm just imagining someone calling John up and saying, John, you won't believe this. We sold out of your coasters. We have got to make more. The people demand John Hield coasters. And it's just Trevor.
Yeah. I'm just giving them away. That's my whole plan. And if I don't get them away, Merry Christmas, y'all, because I gotta get rid of them.
See, he's buying out all the John Hield coasters, and then he's gonna buy out all of the Faster the Fun for 2 different reasons. One, so he could give away as a gift, and then the other one just so non-platinum people don't get on the ship.
Trevor, I will say that hoodie you're wearing is originally a $90 hoodie, and it's only right now $22.95.
$22, yeah, it's ridiculous. And they have wrapping paper, John Hield wrapping paper. I bought a whole bunch of wrapping paper. So,
but do not wrap your gifts before getting on the ship in your John Hield wrapping paper.
Do tell.
Oh my God.
What is this? Is this some breaking? What? I don't. What are you talking about? That you're frozen up and not able to say it after. Oh, there we go. Nope.
There we go.
She's in and out.
There we go.
And she cussed.
Okay.
You are not supposed to bring wrapped gifts on the ship. That's a security issue. So you've got to pack your John Heald wrapping paper and just, preparing for next Christmas, y'all, if you're cruising.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't either.
I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm reasonably sure that that's the truth. And I said it with a lot of confidence. Therefore,
yes,
you all believe me.
So,
come back at me with fake news, Gary. Come back at me later.
If this happens to not be true, because I'm not fact checking it, just go on, tell John Heald, hey, look, I listened to the Cruisers podcast and they said this. And there you go. And
or we have a resident Mythbuster here. He went on y'all's cruise without a CPAP after claiming he was going to need one and got on. So that myth is busted. So now he can bring on a gift wrapped present.
There you go.
Tom,
you know what?
I do need to admit something, Tom.
Oh, I was going to let you roll with it, man.
Oh, you lied. You lied to me.
My wife would not let me. She completely forbid me from checking the box saying that I had to have a CPAP. So she told me that and so happy wife, happy life. I apologize, and I apologize to our listeners.
So fake news.
All right, fake news, Gary.
Fake news, Gary. Man, you should be on the Cruisers podcast. I just keep throwing.
I can't wait for the Dudes Cruise. It's going to be so much fun. February 8th, February 13th. If you have got desire to do it, we are having our Dudes Cruise February the 13th.
Yes.
It's going on the Carnival Venezia. It is going to go to Cozumel and come right back. It's going out of New Orleans. Prices are pretty cheap.
Pretty darn cheap too. Yeah.
And I mean, hey, we're not missing anything. I mean, we're celebrating President's Day over President's Day weekend.
Shoot, we got another bed open in our room. Let us know.
February 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th.
Yeah. So, well,
we're coming back on the 17th.
Back to the Venezia. So, Mr. Manning, so have you been on any of the Vista class ships or the Horizon?
Yes, I have. Vista class ship is the Horizon.
Yes,
I have been on.
Okay. I didn't know what it was exactly called. So, what that class of ships were called? I always call it Vista, but
Vista class. It's a Vista.
It is
class, yeah.
So, having been on those ships before, what was your feeling like? What was your favorite things about that? And we'll get to
my favorite thing about the Horizon
later.
My favorite thing about the Horizon was the size of the Horizon. It just seemed like such a big ship because the Horizon was the very first big ship, quote unquote, that I guess you could say that I had been on. I've been on the Glory, which is I think the next size down, but the Vista was that first one, and I took my family on it. Or the Horizon was the first Vista class. And so I took my family on that ship, and it was fun. It was good. That was where we went to the steakhouse the first night, like we always did, and we were seated right by the piano, so that I didn't really enjoy that part of it. But other than that, we had a really good time and enjoyed the Horizon because it just seems so big. I didn't care for the elevators on the Horizon. But
now comparing ships, what did you like? What was the same? What was similar? What was not?
If I would not have actually looked up, and I argued with you, if I remember correctly, I argued with you on the Venezia because I did not think the Venezia was a Vista class ship. The Venezia presents itself way different than a Vista class ship. it felt more like the spirit. It felt more
Mhm.
like the glory. It's so much smaller in feel. And now it could be that the last cruises that I've been on have been on XL class ships. So there might be, that thing as well. But I was
I
very surprised on how small the ship felt to be a Vista class ship.
I kind of agreed. Like it kind of felt to me more like a Dream class ship in it in size, and I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of decoration that is on the ship. Like the Lido deck is just insane. Like when we got on the ship,
Yes.
I was like, where are we? Like, I was like, this is crazy. And because they can close the top, and they had the top closed. And so it felt like we were walking into like an atrium, and it was just, I mean, it was gorgeous. I mean, like everything is just so well decorated. And so
and let me clarify, because there may be some listeners that are like, the Venezia isn't Vista. It is not. It's called Venice class. It has the Venice class is what it is in Carnival. However, these are the specs for the Venezia. 135,225 gross tons. Gross capacity 4,090 people. Let's move over to the Vista, Horizon, or Panorama, which is the Vista class. 133,500 gross tons, which is right under 2,000 pounds less. And the capacity for the Venezia was 4,090. The capacity on the Vista class for the Vista, I apologize, is 3,934. For the Horizon is 3,960, and for the Panorama is 4,008. So this ship on the Venezia was able to hold more people, and it was a larger ship. At no time did I feel, and maybe that's something that Carnival has been able to accomplish, but I didn't feel crowded at any time on that ship.
Right.
And I don't know what our capacity was. I didn't get the chance to ask Lee while we were there on the cruise, but I'm sure it was almost close to at capacity, because there was a whole bunch of.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people, but yeah, like you said, you didn't really feel crowded. I do, one thing I've talked about in the past with the Carnival Vista is the one thing that you run into is the coffee shops are so close together. And we always joke about it, that you could be standing in line in one coffee shop and you could throw a rock and hit a person standing in the other line. And with the Venezia, you have the coffee shop that is on the Lido deck, and this is like a legit coffee shop.
Yeah.
No, they have coffee shops that are also coffee bars, but
those were at bars though. They weren't technical.
Yeah, but this coffee shop is like legit. Like it is it's like a restaurant. But it's bigger. I mean, they have seating
it's a Java Blue on XL class. The XL class Java Blues have that seating in front of them and have that area.
Right. Yeah. Something I do a lot of. I drink a lot of coffee. If I get to know anybody on the ship, it's usually the baristas. So, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed just about everything on the ship. Now, I will say that we went to a specialty restaurant. And
the only specialty restaurant.
The only one. Had one specialty restaurant?
No, the only opportunity to visit this specialty restaurant is on the Venezia.
Yes. And if I remember right, it's called the Il Vaggio. And
Il Vaggio.
Yeah. we learned some interesting things there. I do got to say that they're kind of pushy.
They had like that true Italian flair in that restaurant.
They do.
That's all I'll
They
say.
really do. So we show up, and we made sure that at the beginning of the cruise that we
on
were
embarkation day.
Yeah, on embarkation day, we made sure that, because we both booked the same time and same date to go eat there, but we wanted to make sure that we were seated together. And so they canceled one of us, I can't remember, and then they booked us back with
canceled
us
my
together.
reservation.
Yes.
Canceled my reservation because I was the one who went and said, hey, I would like our reservations linked. And the lady was like, okay, well, since you're canceling the reservation, or since you want them linked, I'm going to cancel yours because your friends are going to freak out because they're going to see that their reservation was canceled.
We're like right behind,
and they're going to come, and they're going to come running, and we're like, okay, sure, whatever, just take care of it for us. That's what happened.
Yeah. So they do that, and nothing of it. We don't think anything of it throughout the cruise. We get there, and we don't actually go there till the last day or the last night, and
Saturday night.
So we show up, and you try to check in, and you and Teresa, and they can't find you guys.
Right.
And
exactly.
so then, I was like, hang on, platinum card, here you go. And they go, oh, Mr. Shelby. And they fawned over me. And they carried Megan. They carried Megan to her seat. And they dropped flowers in front of me. And so we get over there and sit down. But before they did that, they said Trevor, Megan, Tom, and Nancy. And they go walking to they don't even give us a chance to like say something. So they go walking to the seats, and Teresa looked at me and she goes, did they say Tom and Nancy? And I was like, I don't even know what they said, because they said it so quickly. And we get over there, and the waitress comes over.
It's our table.
And she's giving us our menus, and she's asking our names, and I introduced
paper
myself.
menus, by the way, which were paper menus. They gave us a like physical book menu. Now it was only 2 pages. Opened it up, and there was one side. That was all there was. And but anyways, moving on. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I just want to add to that. I want to do the color commentary here.
Absolutely. Keep being color. So
you're the play-by-play on the color.
Yeah. So we get over there, and we're she's handing us everything. She's asking our names, and she's like, oh, she obviously has like a tablet that she's pulling us up. So oh Trevor, okay, Megan, and then you must be Tom. And,
I'm like, whoa, no. Tom, no, I'm not Tom. My name's Gary. Oh, okay, Mr. Tom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And she said Thomas at first.
Yeah,
I was like,
Thomas.
no, okay, Mr. Tom.
Yeah. And then she said Nancy, and Teresa was like, hold up, no. And the waitress legitimately just thought we were kidding.
Yeah, she was.
And
now let me back up and let's go here now. Let's do this part. So then after that, she walks off. She says, I guess all you want water, or do you want wine? We're like, okay, just want water. Okay, that's fine. So she leaves. She comes back. We open up the menu. Now, prior to us booking this
is
restaurant,
important.
Prior to us booking this restaurant, we had an at-length conversation about what vegetarian options were in their menu. And we were in our text chat back and forth, sent pictures of the menu, or didn't send pictures, but sent links.
We talked about,
looked at it, made sure, Megan made sure, Trevor made sure there was plenty of vegetarian options for her to have while we were there at the restaurant.
And there was at least one thing for every course.
Every course. Every course. We get there. There is only one vegetarian option on the entire menu.
Yeah.
I immediately I was like, excuse me,
goes
ma'am.
into the attack.
I go into attack because I'm not happy, because I don't want Megan to have to sit there and not get food. So I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, is this the menu that you've always, yeah, this is the menu. I said, well, we just had a conversation 2 months ago about it, booking this, and we found a menu online that had several options, and like every entree or every selection had a vegetarian option. Some had two. Well, I don't know what menu you were looking at, but that just we don't have that.
And you grabbed your
And
phone, and she even goes, pull it up.
Yeah, she says, can you show me? She says, can you show me this menu? And I was like, I sure will. And so I went and I clicked on the link, and the menu that we had on our phone that I showed her, I said, look, here's this one, here's this. Well, I don't know. I've never seen that menu. Like, she was literally calling me a liar.
Yeah. And it was within this conversation, she says something along the lines of, okay, Tom. And Gary is like, I'm not Tom.
So she leaves, she comes back.
She leaves.
Yeah, she leaves. She comes back to take our orders. Trevor orders his order. Megan orders her order. She comes over to me.
Let me do a little bit of color here. Meanwhile, the people next to us are getting really annoyed.
Yeah, well, I forgot even to talk about that. They said they had an entire blank, empty restaurant. We were the second people to be seated. Yes. And they set us right next to another couple that was having their meal.
They were
so I felt bad for them. I felt so bad for them. But I'm not going to sit there and, anyways. And so,
yeah.
So she comes over to me and she says, okay, Miss Nancy, what would you like? And Teresa's like, she reads off and she says, okay, Mr. Tom, what would you like? And I was like, here, hold on a second. I reach in my pocket and I bring out my card. It's not platinum. It's gold. But I said, I just want to show you my name is not Tom. My name is Gary. Okay, right here on my card, it says Gary Manning. And she grabs her tablet. And here's the crazy thing about it. If you have sailed Carnival within the last year-ish, maybe year and a half, they've went to this new ordering system where they have the tablet. And when they click on you, it shows your boarding picture. Like you have to see whenever you go to debark, whenever you go to leave the ship or you go to buy an alcoholic drink or any of that kind of stuff, your picture shows up. So now the wait staff in the restaurants also can see your picture. So she literally clicks on Tom's picture and holds it up next to me and says, oh, that's not you.
It looked nothing like him.
When I say I almost lost it, that's when I think the people next to us really, really got uncomfortable because I did. I was just, and so she's like, well, what is your room number? And so I told her my room number and she was like, okay. And so they come back and I honestly, because my biggest fear is like Trevor said in the very, very, very beginning was I was afraid that Tom and Nancy, when whatever room number they were in, were going to get charged for our dinner.
Yeah.
Even though we had already paid for it.
Yeah, we prepaid ours.
Yeah, but we had it, and so it was canceled. And then I had this mysterious charge on I had this mysterious charge on the first day that was a reverse credit, but it was for like $80. And But the Italian restaurant was only like $30. So it didn't add up. And so I don't know what ended up happening, but long story short, we order our meal. It comes and main dining room or the buffet would have been better.
100%.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I'm sorry.
But that was and that was the last night. So that's why I am not Tom, damn it.
Yeah.
And no offense to Tom, but I even with that, even now talking about that story, I get flustered, I get aggravated, and my blood pressure gets elevated because
I need you to
every time. Yeah, I needed to that night for sure. But every time she would say Tom, I'd say, I'm not Tom. I'm not, my name is not Tom. And she continued to insist on calling me Tom, to where finally I had to just have that breakdown to where I pulled out my card and showed it to her. And then, and I will say too, like we said earlier, she had the attitude with the menu. And then after that point, her attitude did slightly change a little bit with me. She didn't have an attitude with anybody else on the table. She had an attitude with me. And so I think she was thinking that I was giving her an attitude or I was trying to pick on her or whatever, but it wasn't. And so finally, after she realized that my name was not Tom and she had been calling me the wrong name the whole night, and I was telling her she was calling me the wrong name, she kind of had like this, oh crap moment. And that hopefully that was what, set her right. But other than that, the dinner was good. Like I say, the dinner wasn't the greatest. It was good. Trevor's pork chop, I was super impressed with his pork chop.
Yeah,
he
the
had a
pork chop was
fantastic
good.
looking pork chop. That is I personally feel that the pork chop is the main item to get at the Il Viaggio.
Now, is this an Italian restaurant or is it a steakhouse?
Straight Italian.
Straight Italian, yeah.
Yep.
I was just asking Megan. She got, she got a salad. She had gotten a pasta dish without meat. They were able to make it without, and then she had gotten the cannoli, whatever they're called.
The cannoli desserts.
So
yeah.
dessert, yeah. So, but no, yeah. The thing about the pork chop was it was like the old pork chop that used to be able to get. It was kind of like that. They used to be able to get kind of in main dining. And so it's kind of reminiscent to that. And like you said, like we really connected with our main dining staff. Like they were hilarious. We had anytime dining and we made sure we went back to them.
So much fun with them too. It was just so much fun.
Yeah. The night that I wore the cat Christmas suit, it had cat faces all over it. You need to go to if you're not part of the Facebook group, you need to go over there and just look. It is hilarious. And Mr. Manning kept asking everyone, would you wear that? Would you wear that? They would look at me and they would be like, and they wouldn't answer. They would I gotta.
What made it worse was you convinced Megan to wear matching outfit with you.
Oh, you think I picked that out? But I will say, when she picked it out, I said, hell yeah. So I absolutely love the cat outfit. That's going to be a yearly thing for a while. I'm going to get my money out of that thing. But
yeah, that was the funniest part, because to see there, like everybody was and it was funny. Everybody was complimenting them. Everybody was like, oh, look how cute they are. And so then I was like, and I wasn't necessarily trying to debunk them saying that or anything like that. But so I just all of a sudden I just wanted to say, I was like, okay, so what was his name? Yvonne. Well, yeah, his name was Ivan, but everybody called him Yvonne.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Ivan, I said, would you wear his? It was the next night even. I had to ask him that.
Yeah, because we didn't see him.
Because we didn't see him that night, and so we did, but he wasn't necessarily right there. And and I said, do you remember his jacket he was wearing yesterday? He goes, oh yeah, the one with there was all kinds of like stuff on it. And I was like, yeah. I said it was cats with wearing Santa hats. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And I was like, would you wear that? And he looked at me and he just kind of cocked his head to the side. And he just looked at Trevor, and you could tell he felt awkward. You could tell he felt awkward.
He did.
And he was like, he didn't say anything.
He did. He was like, if I talk, it's going to cost me my tip.
But if you're watching on Spotify, there is the wonderful, awesome Mr. and Mrs. Shelby wearing their formal night attire.
Yes.
And it was great. It was just, yes.
Yeah, so, we had a lot of fun. That was,
you know what? I don't know. I don't want to make this a bash session, man, but I can bash them about that too.
Ask them if they had.
But so another thing that happened. So if you watched our video, I had a different shirt on. I had my Peacock on Acid shirt for formal night. because that morning, my wife, she woke up early. She woke up really early, like 6:30 in the morning, and put my shirt in for same day service because it was so wrinkled I couldn't wear it for formal night. So all I did is I just had it ironed with a light starch. 4:30, 4:15, we get back to our room. It's not there. We start calling guest services. We have 5:15 eating because it was formal night, so they were opening up eating 15 minutes early. So we had decided we were going to go to the MDR at 5:15. 5 o'clock, we call. Sorry, we can't find your shirt. And it's like, what? And like by this time, I mean, we need to be getting, checked in and everything else. And so I ended up having to go to my backup formal night attire, which was peacock on acid. Luckily, it matched my wife, but it didn't match Mr. and Mrs. Shelby's attire because that was one of those things that we did all week. Was every night
Yeah,
at
we
dinner
matched.
time we matched, and so either matched each other, or like I matched my wife and Trevor matched Megan, or I matched Trevor and Megan matched Teresa, or excuse me, or like C-Day brunch, we all just wore the exact same thing, which was Dr. Seuss pajamas. So
yeah, we were that group.
Yeah.
Now I will say that we did find out when you wear shorts to main dining that they seat you behind a pole where no one can see you.
So yes. So the very first night, very first day, embarkation day, I'm wearing this shirt with shorts. Teresa's wearing hers because we had a late boarding time anyway. We didn't get on till almost 2 o'clock. And so, which is another, we got to talk about that, how I made it through security. But anyways, so we get to MDR, and when we get to the MDR, we check in and they are like, okay, your table's over here. And they literally put us in the far back area of this one section behind a pole, like where no one could see you. And I told them, I'm like, guys, I said, they put us back here because we were wearing shorts and t-shirts. And so the next night we asked for the same section, and it's formal night. We're all dressed rather nicely. We are moved over 3 tables, and we're now sitting on the aisle in the front part of that section.
Not behind a pole.
Not behind the pole.
And the people that got seated behind the pole were in shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh.
So again, I told you we had a very good reputation with our servers.
Yeah.
Yvonne comes over, and I said, Yvonne, I got to ask you this. I said, here's the deal. I said, I've eaten at some very nice restaurants, and I don't wear jackets to restaurants, even if it's a jacket required restaurant. I said, I noticed just last night we had to sit over here at this table because we were wearing shorts and t-shirts. I said, tonight we're dressed rather nice, and we're sitting out here on the aisle for everybody to see. But if you look over there, the people that are sitting at that table that nobody can see are wearing shorts and t-shirts. I said, do y'all have an unspoken policy? And he turned red as a beet.
Yep.
It was like, what? 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 And he's like, and I was like, I'm just telling you how it looks and what we've seen. He goes, well, oh, wow. And you guys were like, and the maitre d' has seated you both nights.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about conspiracy theory, it 100% laid it out for it. But I mean, obviously, that's not one of their policies because there were people who were wearing shorts and t-shirts that were out on the main, on the main aisle as well.
And y'all, make the reservation from the phone, so they can't see you when you make your reservation. It tells you.
No, that's the thing. No, we had to have them moved. That was the second night we had to have them moved. That's because they put us in a totally different section, and we had to go back and say, "Hey, look, we want to be in this other section."
Well, yeah, but the first night they, you just made the reservation on your phone, and they took you. So, yeah. So I mean that they couldn't see you then.
Right. But it was so much fun. So now I will say too, So, one of the things I want to cover, I know we've been in this, we got to stop. But I have to tell this part in this wonderful story. We arrived at Port Canaveral. And as we're arriving at Port Canaveral, I hold out my boarding pass and she goes, okay, you can go this way. Trevor holds out his boarding pass and he goes, oh, Mr. Shelby, you're platinum. You can go this way. No lie. It's 100% happened. I'm not
100% accurate.
Yes. And so, called him by his name and everything. For me, he just, okay, yeah, you go that way. And so I go this way. Trevor and Megan went that way. They both lead around the corner.
Yeah.
But Trevor and Megan's leads to an escalator. Ours
it's like 3 or 4 stories.
Ours leads to stairs or ramps. I have a picture. I can't share it, but I will share it on Facebook. I will put it in our group. And so, because I don't have it, I haven't shared that at all. I just took that picture and it was just one of those funny things. But they are taking the escalator. The sign there says stairs closed because they're wet because it had been raining that day. So we had to use the ramps. So we have to walk 4 flights of ramps to get up to the top. Trevor and Megan took the escalator. Okay. We walk through, we go into the terminal. On the left is priority boarding side over there. We go to the right. We put our bags we stand up against the wall, put our bags in front of us. Dog comes through. By this time, I don't see Megan and Trevor because they're over there in the priority boarding area. They're in the specialty. They're in the snooty snoot section. Dog comes by, picks us up, tells us we can go. We go through, and I walk through security. I grab my bag. I turn around. Mr. Shelby is nowhere to be found. I grab my bag. I start placing my stuff in it, getting my computer and all that. I turn back around, and Mr. Shelby is standing there like, he did not get through security as fast as I did with my non-priority boarding.
Yep. He beat me through security. Now, let me tell it
why.
Let me tell it from my point of view. So we go up the escalator and we go in through the priority line to go through the first checks. They're looking at your passports and all that stuff. And they're looking at everything. They're stamping all the things. And the guy's kind of chatty and we have a good time. So we're going around the corner and there's a bathroom there for the priority people. I told Megan, I said, hey, I gotta go use the bathroom. And so I went to the bathroom and went in there. It was a tiny little bathroom. I had to wait a second and then I had to go in and then washed my hands and then left. And then Megan was like, the dog was cute and the person already went through. And so I missed the drug sniffing dog. And so then we go back around and they scan all our stuff. And then there he is waiting up for us. So we didn't make it through, but it was because I held this up because I went to go use the bathroom.
Because every time you pass a bathroom, you've got to use the bathroom.
I do. I drink enough coffee.
And I will say, I attempted to go to said bathroom. Mm-hmm. I walked up the stairs. I walked up the stairs and proceeded to walk straight to the bathroom that was right there. And one of the terminal employees, I hear, you can't not go to the bathroom until after the dogs check your bags. Like literally yelling at me. And I turned around and I looked at her. I said, I need to use the bathroom. And she yells back, you need to get over there and let the dogs check your bag. Whew.
And she was standing by the bathroom. She wasn't very far from it. I walk through. I say, excuse me. And I go into the bathroom.
100% true story. No, yes.
It was wild. It was wild. That's why I called it the priority bathroom. It really was just a bathroom there. It was nothing priority to it. But no,
It's just
I totally
the
missed the
priority
dog.
section.
Yeah, I didn't even see the dog, honestly. But we got through everything, and then we got our picture taken where the guy photobombed us like a Tom style photobomb. I mean, it was amazing.
We put that picture on the page. It is over there.
Yeah, we put that on the page, and I mean, and we were like, "Who is this guy?"
Wait a minute. A Tom style photo bomb.
Yes.
You didn't see the picture, Tom?
I did, but I have a style of photo bombing.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I've never seen you photobomb, so I don't know what your photobombs entail. Jen, are you a photobomber with your muted self?
No, I am not a photo bomber. I just show up in photos where people want me.
Okay. See, I don't like the photobomb either, so. But yeah,
I've got a picture somewhere. I'll have to. I used to have it up on the wall. I will get it. My very first cruise. We were same place. We were getting the first embarkation cruise. Tom gets behind us, me and Megan, and he's doing this, like jumping through, and it's almost like he's like flying through our photo. And it is the funniest thing. I've got it probably on Facebook too. Oh gosh. I bought a frame for it and everything. I think I might have taken it to work. It might be at the other office. So I will if I haven't posted it, I will post it.
Office. I thought you had to take everything out of your office.
Oh, I've got 2 offices though. So I've got to go to the other one tomorrow and empty it. So but yeah,
all about doing that. Okay, so now that explains the Tom style photobomb. Okay,
yeah, that's Tom style photobomb. That's really what it was, and that dude was hilarious. So because like we turned around, and he really like I didn't even notice that he was even there. So after we were done taking the photo,
yeah, he's just there.
Yeah. It's almost like he's part of the group.
I mean, yes. So I found Lee a couple nights later after we had already bought the photo because we had to buy it because, I mean, we had no idea who this guy was. We saw his striped trousers, and so we figured that he was possibly someone in the crew, in the officers, crew or something to that effect. And so I grabbed Lee and I grabbed my phone and I showed him where we had downloaded the picture. I said, Lee, who is this guy? He goes, I don't have any idea who that is. And he goes, I said, what? He goes, no. He says, but he says, oh, with his striped trousers, though. He says, do you have an iPhone? He says, first off, he says, with his striped trousers, oh, he's port security. He says, that's the port security's uniform. And I was like, oh, okay, I got you. And so then he was like, do you have an iPhone? And I'm like, no, why? He goes, oh, because I was gonna Photoshop them. I was gonna crop them out of there for you. And I was like, oh, no, we want it in here. We want this in here. And he was like, oh, okay. He says, I get it. He says, so what you need to tell them then is that was the captain, that he photobombed your picture. And I was like, that's what we're telling everybody. So,
oh, too funny.
So yeah, so Lee was great though. I will say I have been on record before that Lee is not one of my favorite people. However, I bonded with Lee over this cruise, and we had a really, really good time.
Yeah.
So
Lee, he was really impressive, and what really I think really impressed me the most was the level of like development he's doing with all of these people that want to be cruise directors. He is going through and having them take part of the responsibility, making announcements, and just doing this and that, and doing kind of like classes with them and everything else. It was really interesting to see that side of things, because you don't really see the development side of it too much. And I forget the young lady's name that we talked to. Sophia. Yeah, she was hilarious. And 100%, I hope that she becomes a cruise director one day, just because we bonded with her quite well. And there was a really funny moment where Gary was like, he goes, he leans over to Lee as he's walking by, and he's like, she needs to be, she needs to get it someday. And he's like, oh, she's on the track or whatever. And he turns around and he's like walking off. And she was like, what were y'all saying? What were y'all saying? Because like she didn't hear the conversation. And Gary just looks at her and goes, oh, I was asking for you to be fired.
This is what happened. Okay, so full story. I told Lee about it, and I told Lee, I said, look, Lee, I told her that I had the power because I gave him some other names of some cruise directors that had just been promoted that were on the celebration with Lee and training and things. And so I told her that I was the one who recommended that they be cruise directors, and now they're cruise directors. And so whenever he came by, I told him, I said, look, man, I said, she would be great as a cruise director. She has a good vibe. And like I said, Lee and I had been talking also prior to this. We actually were talking about some of that stuff. And so, and he was like, oh, okay, I get you. And I said, so I said, I tell you what, she would be. And he goes, your wish is my command, as he does like, he's like puts his arms and does like the little genie thing. And so she goes, what are you talking about? And I said, you remember what we talked about? I said, I just told him you needed to be fired. And she was like, wait. Oh. And it was rather clear. It was rather comical at the time, but I didn't. We bonded really well up until the point where I told her that I wanted to be her uncle.
Yes.
And
then it was like, it was the funniest thing ever, because we were talking about like maybe getting to see the brig, and because she may have mentioned something about a family member getting to see something like that before. And you said, well, you said I could be your uncle, or you could tell him or something like that.
You tell him I could be your Uncle Ralphie.
Uncle Ralphie. And it came off in the worst way possible.
It came
like her face
in my mind. In my mind, it made 100% sense because I was already, tracking with her when she was saying that she had taken her parents down to the, or possibly had taken her parents to go see the brig. And I was like, well, I can be your Uncle Ralphie. And it was just like, and she's like, that just got really weird. And she was serious. She was so serious. And I was like, whoa, no, I'm so sorry. No, not like that. Nothing like that. No, I just want to be able to see the brig too. And if you have to be a family member, I can be your Uncle Ralphie.
Oh, it was great. We were dying.
She walked away.
She walked away.
And we had been talking for like several minutes prior to the show.
Oh gosh, it's so funny.
Like it was almost to the point where I was like, we were talking, and I was almost I was like, okay, when is she gonna leave? Like she was enjoying the conversation. I mean, I'm not, but she was really back. It was a lot of back and forth banter, and we were having a good time. And I'm like, okay, I would like to talk to my friends now. Could you? And so, but yeah, so it was good though. We had a good cruise. I can't wait for Dude's Cruise. Really can't wait for FRGC 3 when we're going to be on the Alaska trip. But 2026, it's now 2025, Trevor. We've been talking about this for since last year.
Yeah.
2026, we are going to take a group cruise for Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. Since last year, we've been talking about what ships we were going to be on and what itineraries we were going to take. Have we made a decision yet?
Yes, we've made a decision.
Finally.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
No,
decision.
No, we really need to get, because we keep talking about how we're going to do this on a vote, and so we need to get the that done. And I just haven't.
That's what I'm asking. Have we narrowed it down to 4 cruises? That's what we said we were going to do. We were going to narrow it down to 4 cruises.
No, we have not talked together to select 4.
Okay. We will, though.
No. Yes. Yeah. So
At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't spout off a cruise because I haven't I can't remember any dates or nothing. But we have looked at a few options, some different ideas. Everybody kind of wants to go out of either New Orleans or Galveston or that kind of central area. And so we're kind of looking in those directions. And so anywhere between like a 5 or
Mobile.
or a mobile. And so if if it ends up being the Spirit, I'm sorry guys, because that's like my favorite ship now. But I don't know what else to say. But they only have a cruise there like once a year, so we've got to really hopefully it lands within the time frame. But no, we have kind of paused the voting only because we keep saying it's going to come out, but we'll buckle down this week, select a few and get that up, and so everybody can do the vote, and then we'll release the final place. Yes, in the Kraken. Where we're going, what ship, and all that stuff. So I'm really open for whatever at this point. So
that makes 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. I am hoping. I'm not going to lie. I am hoping that we have a remarkable turnout. I'm sure that the cult is going to show up and show out and just be a wonderful, wonderful cruise. But even with just the hosts going by themselves, because Jen's already said she's going. Tom said
absolutely.
He's going.
Yeah.
You said you're going. I said I'm going. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter where. But we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So the 4/7 of us.
Doesn't matter how long of a cruise it is either.
Doesn't matter. I'm looking. Man, journeys. I'm all for it. Let's do that 30-day.
That 30-day
journeys cruise. Yes.
Oh, it's too funny. Well, looking at some 3-day cruises.
Some 3-day, dude. I'm telling you, I will say this much: that 4-day almost killed me. I don't know that I can do another 4-day cruise. I used to think I liked those.
Dude, we got another one coming up.
I know, and I'm like, this is just. I need that 5th day. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe how bad I need that 5th
4-day cruises are because you're used to, if you're going to go to 2 stops, you're used to having that rest day, in between like coming home, and you don't get that because
we do on this cruise though, because it's only 1 stop.
Yeah, that's true. So that won't be so bad, and it's Cozumel, and I don't even have a clue what we're doing. So
Nacho Libre.
I've asked Brandon like 15 times what we're doing on this cruise, and he won't even respond to me on Facebook. So I don't know.
I think he's ghosted us.
I think he ghosted us. Yeah, no, I'm the terrible one on Facebook. So
our itinerary is we're going to depart on February 13th. February 14th, we're going to be at sea. February 15th, we're going to be in Cozumel. February 16th, we're going to be at sea. And then we get back to New Orleans on February 17th, which is President's Day. So it's going to be a blast. For February 14th, that has some sort of relevance. I don't know why that date stands out for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
February. I don't know either. Anyways. So
it's something to do with a Hallmark thing, I think. It's like they're having a big sale or something.
That makes sense.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense then. Yes.
Yeah. It's some fake Hallmark thing, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
probably something only those like people that are couples care about or something. So you're running the gamut real quick on your last run, and then we're going to be able to ready to sign off.
Yeah,
because I don't really have anything else.
Well, the only
I would like to. What? Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead.
I got one last thing.
Okay.
And it's a sad. It's a sad thing.
Oh no.
AARP is no longer offering gift cards for Carnival.
What?
I thought they were
Yep.
just sold
That's
out. They're
sad.
done.
They're done.
Did they
Oh.
announce that?
Yeah, it's
Because
on their,
you know
it's on the AARP site. It says Carnival has discontinued or has told us to stop selling it or something like that. So I don't have. Oh, here it is. Carnival Cruise Line has decided to discontinue offering their gift cards through AARP reward program. We understand that this may be a disappointing news, and we apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. We remain committed to providing you with valuable rewards and appreciate your understanding. So, yeah.
And that was right after. That's really odd because just a few days ago,
They went down to 5%.
From 10% to 8%, then to 5%.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's probably why they're discontinuing them. It's because they're no longer offering the discounts.
Huh.
Interesting. Where did you get that information at?
AARP.
Oh, okay. Well,
my mother is now an AARP member, so, and I have her login, so yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, I do know that there are times that they have, just sold out and everything, but if they're not,
I'm reading it for myself in the app.
Yeah.
Carnival
If they're
Cruise Lines,
if they're not offering anymore, that stinks. But
they do not. So they have decided to discontinue offering their gift cards through AARP. Carnival made the choice. Now, part of me wants to wonder if that's because John Heald kept getting so many complaints from people about the AARP discount and the questions about how do I get these discounted AARP gift cards?
Yeah.
So they might have just decided, okay, look, we're just going to give John take a little bit off his plate and just let them carry our gift cards anymore.
Well, I did see that it was either today or yesterday. Newegg was offering the $500 Carnival gift card for $450. So
that's 10%. That is 10%.
You could buy a total of 5, and so Newegg is probably going to be one of the last few that you can find that do that, I guess. So, but well,
and I wonder. I guess Carnival sells them to them for $400.
Huh?
Wow, I mean, really? how does that? I mean, but how is Newegg able to sell them for $450? And how was AARP able to sell them for 10% off?
I have no clue. Maybe that's how they make the money off of it. But I don't understand how it works. So
yeah, I don't either.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, I don't have really anything else. I'm done with my Venezia rant. The Venezia rant. I apologize, guys. I 100% final verdict on the Venezia. The Venezia. I encourage you, book it and cruise it for yourself. Because it's either going to be 100% up your alley and it's going to pleasure you and please you and make you so happy in every aspect in any way of your life, like it did for Mr. Shelby, or you're going to get on there and you're going to walk around and you're going to be like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? Like I was.
It's a bit much.
Whoa.
But I was quite happy throughout that whole cruise.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Sounds like you were.
I mean,
I'm just saying. He loved that ship. He did.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely did. Probably my second favorite ship, honestly, now. So, but I think I whatever is my newest ship that I've been on, or the most recent, ends up being like my favorite. So I'm going with second favorite at this point because nothing could beat the Spirit right now. I just love the Spirit. So, anyways, well,
Spirit is legit.
To wrap this up, I will say you are unique, you are special, and you are loved.
And remember, anything that happens on the ship stays on YouTube. Bye.
All right. So for all of 2024 and part of 2023, I gave y'all a daily countdown to when I had a breakfast burrito in my hand. I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay. I know it got old. I know it got boring. So my new thing for you is just know that in 1,008 hours, I am going to have a breakfast burrito in my hands.
And she's frozen.
She froze.
And Jen, what do you have to say, Jen? Oh no, maybe not. Jen, do you have
I'm
anything
pausing for dramatic effect.
Ah.
By the time this podcast is released, I will probably be standing in line to board the beautiful Grand Princess. I'm very excited. Be gone for 10 days. See ya. And, I've spent a lot of time.
5 a.m. in the morning is very early to be in a waiting line to get on a ship.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that while she's pausing for
Damn.
dramatic effect.
Yeah, while her internet decides to stop.
So it,
Huh?
I'm so glad we ended the show like this. This is so great.
it's really fantastic.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Hopefully next time we'll have better internet. Bye.
Later.
Save the foosball tables. Bye-bye.
Toodles.
Adios.
See ya.